Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be taking another cheeky look at Polkadot and specifically the price action of DOT. As we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here. Right, with that said, done and out of the way, let's jump into some technical analysis here on Polkadot. So we are going to kickstart things guys with this weekly chart, okay? So give us a big view as to where things are going. Now, there is a limited amount of information available to us for DOT, being a relatively new ecosystem, not a huge amount of history, to kind of do some decent kind of analysis, but we get some reasonably well established kind of Fibonacci retracement tools and some trend lines that are apparent there. So although we have limited resources at our disposal here for the technical analysis, we do of course have some interesting things to talk about in terms of our expectations. Now, the first thing we need to talk about on this weekly chart is what's right in front of us, the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, this obviously comes in from the high that we had set over in May, right? And basically this came in at $49.78. Okay, so pretty reasonable high level there. And then obviously this went into the fourth wave correction for many, and we saw this actually come down to a low of $10.37. Since then, we have had a good push to the upside, and right now we are facing up against the 618, and this is where we're getting a little bit of rejection from right now. Unable to push through it in last week, we are now starting to see a bit of a pullback, but again, I think this is going to be short-lived. We'll get into that in a moment when we go down into the daily view. The other thing that we can see is the stochastic RSI is in the overbought area, but again, this wouldn't be something that would bother me right now because it's only just starting, and we can be up here for several months whilst we go ahead and peak out to the next levels or so. And we can see that we've got 414% on our journey up to our 4.236 extension on the Fibonacci retracement tool. This comes in at $177, and this price target has not changed or adjusted. We can see here that this has been around for a while, pretty much since we established the high and the low. And again, our percentages will change based on the current position. So right now we're 400% because we had a good surge last week. So again, reducing the amount of gains left on the table. So again, on this weekly chart, everything's looking pretty good. Nothing to really worry about. Good progress is being made, but we are obviously up against the resistance of the 618. So let's get into our daily and take a look at what's going on there. If I expand this up, we can see that there was a couple of key things that we want to talk about here. Ultimately, there were a couple of Fibonacci retracement tools used. The first one was used to basically highlight this yellow box area here. And this is an area that we were trying to get a closed candle above, right? And basically we were rejected from it previously, just over here. This took us down to our low point. Then we started to see good traction to the upside and then rejected from this area, pulled back in, and then we blasted on through. Now this actually takes us to our main battle zone. And this comes in at the 618, the 702, and the 786 area of the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now this first kind of target that we are looking for, guys, comes in at 34.71. That's where we're finding the resistance right now. Once we get past that, we'll be going up towards our 702 area, which comes in at about $38.17. And then we go up to the 786 area where we want to see a closed candle, preferably weekly, above this area at 41.38. So anything above 41.38 will be a big bull signal for Polkadot going to the next level. Okay, so this is where we are currently fighting. This is where we're finding the resistance. And I think it's only really a matter of time until we really do push through it. We have plenty of room on this daily stochastic RSI. We can see that we're overbought for quite a period of time during this particular track to the upside, and this recovery rejected from the 786 area down here and saw us with a loss of momentum, pulled all the way down to oversold, and now we're starting to track back up. Given the current position and everything that's going on, I think we are likely to push through here shortly, but we'll have a look at see if the hourly comes up to the same consensus. When we throw the volumes on here, you can see that the volume is dropping down nicely and protecting the price and allowing us to kind of trade sideways here. And again, we can see that the volumes were a bit undecided during this kind of correction because, again, until Bitcoin kind of gets past its 786, the markets aren't exactly overly confident right now, not in the same way that they had been towards the peak of wave 3. This is more in line with kind of our first wave correction at the moment. Or first wave to the upside on many of these altcoins. So again, I do think this is likely to change. We're likely to see the volume come in once Bitcoin kind of gets past its 786 key area on its chart. So let's jump down into our hourly view, right? Because This gives us that clarity on what is exactly going on here when it comes to the rejection of this 618 area, right? So here we can see that we were rejected briefly, overbought up in this area here, right? And basically this correction, this tiny correction here, took us down to the oversold area, and now we're pushing all the way back up to the upside. So again, I think it's likely that we're going to pierce past the 618. We probably go to the 702 back test on the 618, turn the 618 into a support that was previously resistance, and then from there we can go up back past the 702 to try to address going past the 786. This is the key battle zone, so I do not anticipate this is going to be quick. I think we're going to be kind of rejected a couple of times before we actually do pass our way through it. But getting past here is going to be the big bull signal that is needed to then take Polkadot into price discovery mode and into new all-time highs. You saw it with Cardano, and you've seen it with a handful of other projects as well. This is a key area that we need to see get taken out. And from a technical point of view, this is a key thing that traders will be looking for, and they'll be trading this area as they start to see things being overbought, oversold against those key levels, the 618, the 702, the 786. These are very vital areas on the chart, and the bulls and the bears will be fighting over these key zones, because getting rejected from here can see you go into some lower points. And again, that's exactly what the bears will want to see when the short positions. Instead, we could see a good surge with the bulls kind of taking control and pushing through these areas. If we have good technicals and we line things up nicely, we could start to see a good 786 get taken out with a big bull signal going into the next level. So everything is here to play for, looking pretty tidy. Again, plenty of room to grow. We take a look at the volumes. You can see the volumes have completely dropped off right now, so a good position to kind of now grow upon as we start to take out that next key level for Polkadot. Now, I will keep this brief. I will just zoom back out to our weekly view, because if we're ever in doubt, it's always important that we do zoom to the biggest picture, right? So we get a good view as to where things are going slightly longer term, rather than getting focused in on those smaller time frames, the hourly, the half hour, the 15-minute charts or whatever. Zoom out and take stock of the big picture and where we are heading. Guys, if you have found this brief update on Polkadot useful and informative, then hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.